Hey Balancers, and welcome to the very last episode of season 3. I've put together something really special to close out the season and give you something practical and workable to take you through to the start of season 4, which will be the 1st of July. But just before we dive in, I want to make sure that you guys are subscribed on all streaming platforms. I will be releasing content between now and the start of season 4. So on top of having this challenge to keep you going, there's going to be videos every single week. So make sure that you are subscribed so you don't miss any of those. But the reason we are having a season break now, well, first of all, I always kind of take these 4 weeks off in June. It just gives me like a little mental reset between the two seasons. But as some of you may know, I am actually off getting married, which is really exciting. My wedding is on June 8th. And if you guys want to stay in the loop, see where the wedding's going to be, we are doing destination. Make sure you're connected with me on my personal Instagram. I've got the link in the show notes and I am just really, really excited for that. But let's get into what today's episode is all about, which is the self-growth challenge to become your best self in 21 days. Now, this challenge is probably not like any other one you've done before, and let me explain why. This challenge is aimed to be like a menu of habits that each are aimed to make you have more balance or basically be your best self. So the aim of the challenge is not to go through every single day and want to adopt every single thing you try. The aim of it is to expose you to as many different things that you may or may not have tried before in a little bit of an organized, structured way. And I want you guys to really think about the challenges you do every single day. I want you to think about which ones actually have the greatest impact on your life. The point being, by the end of the challenge, I want you to reflect on what things actually move the needle in your energy, in your day, in your sense of balance. And it might be things that you do not expect. So some of the challenges are going to be physical things you can do, right? Like physical things you can do around your house or in your routine, things like that. Other things are going to be to do with your mindset things you can do every single day. And as I always say, the goal with habits and a routine is not to have something that's a 10-pager bullet point list that is going to take you hours to do. Most of us, we have a short, limited amount of time, either in the morning or in the evening, to dedicate to ourselves. So what we want to do is make sure that we are maximizing that time, that we're actually using it, doing things that have the biggest impact on ourselves. Now, for some of you sitting here, you probably already have great routines, whether it be morning or night. But have you ever ventured outside of the things you do to test things, to see if they're actually aligned for you? Is there a habit or something that you can replace it with that is actually more impactful and aligned for you at this moment in your life? I say this because when I talk about balance, as I'm sure many of you have heard on the show before, the idea is not to find your idea of balance and run with that for the rest of your life, but it's actually having the flexibility to substitute out your habits or change them as time goes on, because different things are going to align for you at different moments in life. So if you've always had the same routine for 5-10 years and you've never tried anything different, then this challenge is perfect for you, because you may be exposed to some things you've thought about trying, maybe you haven't thought about trying them, maybe you've never heard of them, but it's basically going to be a 21-day menu option. By the end of it, I want you to really think about which habits have hit home for you the most, and then maybe think about substituting old habits. It might give you a bit of like reflection to consider, okay, what habits am I doing that I've always done that have been default that I could maybe include this on? Or another concept called habit stacking is where you can stack a new habit onto an existing one you've got. Things like if it's a mindset shift and you always go for a walk and that's been part of your routine, maybe you can integrate that new mindset shift on top of your walk. So I want you guys to approach this 21-day challenge with a very open mind. I want you to genuinely try everything. You're not going to like every single habit. The idea is to just try things out, to experiment, to see where intuitively you feel more connected with yourself or something you really enjoy. I want to just expand your minds a little bit with how we look at routine. They don't have to be boring. They don't have to be the same all the time. And we can experiment and be flexible with them. And that's why this challenge is 21 days to your best self, because you might already have a good routine. But just by making a few tweaks, by experimenting or opening your mind up with a few different things, it might make the world of difference for how you're starting your days or how you're ending your days. So I'm excited for you. So how are we actually going to do this challenge? Well, there is a link in the show notes right now to a free ebook. I've put it together in an ebook because I just find it prettier, they're easier to follow. And of course, this is something you can save on your phones, on your laptop, and you can easily access every day rather than having to come back and watch this video every single day. So you can download it for free in the show notes. There is an activity, a challenge for every single day. And I genuinely would ask that you try not to skip ahead and try and do more things on one day. It would be ideal if you can dedicate a whole day to that one habit and thinking about that habit and really noticing how it makes you feel. So by the end of the 21 days, you have a good vibe check on what's fitting for you and what's not. So this is really all around habits that are going to help you be your best, most balanced self. But I have something else. If you do want to go a little bit deeper, if you're watching this and that sounds great and you're keen for that challenge, but you want to go a little bit deeper, then this second challenge might be for you. What do I mean when I say go deeper? I mean, if you really want to spend some time getting to know yourself on a deeper level, your mindset, the way you think, things you might be hanging on to that you don't need, if you have clutter and things mentally you need to ditch, if you want to level up at the mindset level, then this other challenge is equally going to be great for you. So this is a 25-day guide of getting to know yourself better. It's basically a compilation of all my past podcasts, the absolute best ones that I have done that you guys have loved. But I have grouped them into 5 themed weeks. And it's basically a podcast a day for 5 weeks straight. They're available on Apple and Spotify podcasts. And again, they're in an ebook because they're prettier, they're easier to follow, and you can also do it at your own pace. So if one a day for 5 weeks is too much, it's Monday to Friday, by the way, not 7 days a week, then you can obviously do that longer or shorter. You could do week 1's content in 1 or 2 days because it's themed, so they all relate to one another. But this is also a really practical approach to getting to know yourself better, and it's structured in a way that will really guide and help you get to a point where you understand yourself on a really deeper level. So these both are available to anybody who is interested in them. They're both free and they're both aimed to help you create a life that is more balanced and aligned for you by, of course, first and foremost, starting off with what you want, making that clear, becoming aligned on that, and actually making that your reality. I'd actually love to hear from you guys as you go through the 21-day challenge. What habits stick out for you that you're loving? Whether you want to take a photo and tag me in it or send me a DM or write a comment on this video, I'd love to hear what has surprised you, things that you thought you wouldn't like, but you actually did like. It would be super interesting to see what connects with each of you on a different level. Just before I go, I do want to remind you all that we've got a free Telegram chat. The link is also in the show notes to that. It's just a space for us to connect all together. It's totally free. So if you're interested in connecting with other people in the community, we've got a couple themed chats in there. You can request stuff for episodes as well. The link's available there, and it would be a great way to see who's doing the challenge, see what everyone's connecting over, and I might drop some wedding content in there, TBA. I'm undecided because I don't know how much I'm going to be on my phone or socials. Obviously, I always plan to do a bit of a detox, but when those photos come in, maybe I won't be able to help myself. But that's it from me, guys. It's been a really, really fun season. I'm just really excited for season 4. We've got equally amazing guests coming up. It's coming with an interesting shift in my life, which I'll talk more about in season 4, but there is some movement in the career side, which I'll update you guys on in season 4. But that is it from me, guys. It's been a pleasure. If you're not connected with us on YouTube, make sure you jump over there and subscribe, because I will have weekly videos there until season 4 resumes. And then, of course, you've got the challenge to keep you busy, occupied, and balanced until we come back on the 1st of July. Thanks for listening, guys, and I'll see you in season 4.